What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed for tournament number 5 of 6 in the modern era, the 911 Anniversary Cup. This is open to all 996 non-turbos, so we haven't quite reached the 2000 996 Turbo yet, but we do have some new cars we can go look at. So we are going to purchase a 98 Carrera 3.4 cab and a 99 Carrera 4 cab. And then we do have the 911 GT3 from 98, the race car. So first of all, we get a 3.4 in purple, of course. That is just, I should have made my cars all purple with gray. Not that it really matters, not the end of the world. But this is going to be the car we're using today, the Carrera 4 in purple with gray. Good car. Hopefully it's a worthy car of standing up to whatever this is. I don't know if this is going to be the right car. Same deal. We're just going to upgrade it. I've reached the point where we don't want to waste my time or your time. We'll just go for it. $700,000. Holy smokes. Holy crap. No wonder. Okay. So basically, to buy everything in the game, I guess you just have to grind the absolute heck out of it because it's bonkers. But that's okay. We'll buy one anyways because it's cool. And now we're down well under $1 million again. But good thing we sold everything. I did sell everything except the all the duplicate cars I had, the 50s, the 51s, etc. Everything except our duplicate whatchamacallit, this thing, our duplicate 550 Spider. We won't sell that unless we have to, I guess. But I did sell everything else as far as cars we had multiples of. So done with that. But we have our 997 GT, or excuse me, 993 GT2 from 97. 996 GT3. But this is our car for today, Carrera 4 cab. Again, we won't mess around too much here. We'll just go look at what kind of upgrades we can get. I don't even know what this car has for upgrades because it's, oh, you can get a supercharger, which makes no sense because this car's whole point was not to be supercharged. It's supposed to be an NA car, but whatever. Replacement ECU, high butterfly intake, high flow fuel injectors, super light flywheel. This is going to be extremely expensive, but we're here to win, so that's fine. It's all the performance done. So yeah, it's going to be mega fast, Super Stage 4 supercharger kit, but again, we're not going to mess around with this. We're just going to go into it, try to win the whole thing. Otherwise, we're just spending money to essentially do a quarter of a race, realize we need more performance, and then have to go back in and do it again and waste the entry fee. So this is just easier, faster, 52.5 grand on parts. We'll get some of that back, maybe a third of it back. From the used parts, but this is just easier, faster, and honestly, it's more fun to drive something this mega fast, in my opinion at least. But that's okay, not the end of the world. No supercharger that we're going to get back at least because we're not replacing anything. It's an upgrade kit. Get all the suspension on there, all the sway bars, springs, shocks, brakes, slick tires, all very necessary so that this thing actually handles as well as it goes in a straight line, which is very important. What did I say? We spent 52.5 grand. So see how much we get back out of this. Not that it matters really, but just interesting to see. Standard shocks and apparently slick tire or stock tires are nearly 4 grand. So only 15 back, which means we spent 37 grand making this a monster. But we are going to get to use it, so that's, I guess, worth it. 9/11 Anniversary Cup is the correct event. 5 races here today. Côte d'Azur, Zone Industrial, Pyrenees, MC2, and then we'll finish up at the Alps. That should be a lot of fun. Last time out in the Boxster Challenge, we were able to get all the way through. A 45 grand entry, yikes. We were able to get all the way through without taking any damage, all clean bonuses. I don't expect that to happen today, but it'd be cool if it did. There's our beautiful man in the seat, ready to rock and roll, ready for this challenge. Again, we're going to see some Carrera 4s, cabs and coupes, some Carrera 3.4s. Pretty good sounding car. Expect it to be very fast. Next time out, though, we will get to finally drive the 996 Turbo from 2000. Just an absolutely incredible performance car. Even today, honestly, like even compared to the cars of today, the 996 Turbo is a very, very fast car. Very pretty car also. Big slide there for Paris, who actually has fallen behind Steele, it looks like, here at the start. Paris took a big old dive up the inside, didn't work. We're going to pull a switch back on him. Oh, almost hit the rock, almost hit. I think we did hit Steele, actually. Tried to roll around the outside. Thankfully, there was no damage, so even if we lost our safe bonus, that's okay. We're not worried about it. Just don't want to pay for anything. It's back when these 996s came out. Of course, they were notorious for the fried egg headlamps. Not quite as prevalent in this game since it looks like they're all clear, not like when they first came out in '98. Can't really tell, but not the prettiest car ever, I admit, but I never understood the hate. I think it's a pretty car, but not the prettiest car. Oh, we're carrying a lot of speed here. Was not paying any attention to that, but still in good shape, still good grip. Obviously still wonderful cars today. Not sure I'd ever want to own one of these just because I have such a fond love for the 991. But you know, when people back then, this was the first water-cooled 911, and of course a total chassis redesign from the 993 and the 964 before it. This car definitely was a distance from what came before it, which is good and bad. People that love the newest, greatest thing, new technology from Porsche, ate this car up, even if they didn't like its looks often. But the fact that it was so polarizing in design and new elements and all this stuff made it kind of the Porsche that ended up being a little bit forgettable, almost. That's not the right word. Obviously, it's still iconic, but just not quite the same as generations before or since. People like the 997 much more that came after this in 2006 in the US, I think this came, or 997 came, 2005 in Europe perhaps. But regardless, good car. Again, my personal love and my personal favorite is the 991. But I'm not a huge fan of the 992 other than it being an amazing performance car. I would absolutely take a 992.1 Turbo S just because it's a mega in a straight line, but not as pretty and beautiful look as a 991 in my opinion. But anyways, we'll take Côte d'Azur with our 996, win the best lap. Of course, this is the most modern car we've driven around here by quite a ways. Carrera 4, which means Dylan's in a Carrera 3.4, as is Paris. But we'll take race number 1. We will get our safe bonus, so that's nice. We do set the best lap finally. We hadn't been able to do that. Looks like it was in this car, actually, that the previous lap was set by an AI. On the race number 2, Zone Industrial. Hopefully I don't absolutely nearly murder myself this time like we did a couple episodes ago. Might have been the 993 Turbo that was so terrifying in this that I ended up killing myself at the end of the lap anyways. Looks like we're going in reverse though, perhaps, if I'm looking at this correctly. We are indeed, so all the tricky bits and the weird train station and the part where I usually kill myself is the corner right at the beginning here, so maybe that will be better luck for us if we can run away and get some space here. Looks like Steele in his Carrera 4 gets a little bit better start than the 3.4 of Dylan, although he's going to take the other direction, not take the train station shortcut. Not going to help his performance. So we should be able to run away here. Obviously the key, remembering that we are traveling extremely, extremely quickly, and that it's very, very easy to overdo this and go flying off into the scenery, like almost that. So, I mean, we're at 170, 180, so we just got to get everything slowed down a little bit, make sure we remember what's going on here. Still a very fast and very good handling car, of course. Not quite to the level of a race car or even the 911 Turbo that we'll see next time out, the 996. But still a very good car, very fast car. Just it will bite you, especially if you get it wrong, get out of shape here. We're going very, very quickly. Easy to have something go wrong, make a mistake, who knows what can happen, even though we have so much grip. So definitely needing upgrades at this point in the career mode. We can see we're not even that far ahead, even though we have a fully upgraded car started from the front. And our car was already superior. We are not fast enough to just absolutely blitz the field anymore at this point in the career mode. Very, very difficult races, very competitive AI. So the rallies and stuff that come in the club events after we finish up these tournaments are going to be very, very competitive. Nice little slide into there. Should be good for us to get away. Looks like Dylan, as expected, and the rest of the field will probably all take the other route. Fine by me. This is where I make up some time here. Not hit that. We do need to get in here, though. Get through there nicely, nice and smooth. Now that we have track position in the lead, we don't need to throw caution to the wind, as we've had to do at some points here at this track especially. But yeah, flying through this part of Zone Industrial, especially so narrow at 150 plus, is pretty terrifying, but we'll make it. We'll rejoin the main circuit. Just 5 or 6 corners to go here at this point. Good track. Don't think we're going to have a lap record today. We got about 15 seconds to get back. Don't think we'll quite make that. We may. But even if we don't, obviously we'll come again to this track at some point in something faster. It's going to be very tight for a lap record. Don't think we're going to quite reach it. No, there it goes. So it's going to be a good lap, 230, but not quite the level of the 996 Turbo. The second time I ran it, which was off camera to get my thumbnail, we did beat the lap where I went flipping off into the scenery. So second best lap there from that one. Another first place, only by 11 seconds though again, so we're not dominating by any means. Second best time, that was our flipping one. This is the one I did off camera. And 2 races down already, just like that. That's what happens when you get in these hyper fast cars. Pyrenees will be next, no damage, another safe bonus. Love to see it. Very exciting. Very happy with that. All right, right into it. Pyrenees, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Field all tucked up behind us. We get off the line very well with our supercharger and with our 4-liter versus our 3.4. We are going the forwards direction, which is good. Yes, some nice gap here to start. Dylan jumping into the not shortcut. Oh, actually hit a wall immediately he did, so that's going to put him back in some traffic here. Not getting away from Steele or Paris very far at all here to start, so definitely the AI has stepped up their game as we've gone through, and these last couple tournaments are definitely very difficult, and the club races will be as well to end this. Same deal, a lot of hills here. Very hilly racetrack, the Pyrenees. We've seen it in some hill climbs and some other events like that. So definitely got to be mindful of that and not go flying off into the scenery or clip any hills or walls or anything like that. That's going to be a death sentence if we do. Almost do there, but we managed to corral it and make it through. There we go. Alright, twisty bits mostly done. Still got a couple good corners on the back end here after we go under the big arch bridge thing, but we'll go by the castle or whatever the heck this is. I do remember driving this track specifically on the DS, or excuse me, I think it was the Game Boy Advance version of this game. Way back in the day when that was a thing. A lot of my cousins and I had Game Boy Advance that we would play together, and this is one of the games obviously I had, being a racing fan. Very interesting track in 2 dimensions, very strange, not really the same as this in any way, kind of similar to how the PlayStation version of this game is not similar to this PC version. But that was a very strange game to play on the low res that the Game Boy Advance provided, but still cool. The best game for, well, I'm thinking of the best game for DS later on was that Ferrari game, Ferrari Challenge, something or another. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments below, because I can't think of the exact name, but Ferrari Challenge. And that was a fun game to drive on the DS, even though, again, pretty low graphical content, not the most in-depth game ever. But the best part of that was the cards, the racing cards. They had, like, Ferrari, card challenge, whatever, and, like, the 1948 Mondial, or whatever it was called, the 1948 one. It was unbeatable because it was priceless. But that was a really cool game. That was a really cool game mode, first of all, but that was a really cool game to have stuff like that involved. But back on the topic of Porsches, obviously, we finish up Pyrenees. Not a lap record this time. Oh, it is. Excuse me. I was looking at the wrong one. So a 220 beats the 227 lap record. We only win by 17 seconds this time. Dylan down in 5th. Gives us a nice points buffer. Steele coming 2nd actually gives us another nice point buffer. So we're up by 6 now with 2 events to go. New record beat the 944 Turbo that we set several episodes ago. On to MC2. Good track. And then we'll have Alps to finish. I forgot where we finished up, but we'll go finish up at the Alps. We're through 3 races clean. Knock on wood that we can finish up these last 2. No issues so far, so it's been very smooth, honestly. All right, here we go. Again, our acceleration from the start have been great. Gotten away very well from all of these. There we go. They're like 3 and 4 wide behind us. That's pretty terrifying. Steele with the 4-liter car. Going to get up ahead of Dylan. They're all scrambling. It looks like Paris might hit a wall there at some point. We are going to jump in the tunnel. Just had to remember and make sure. Looks like Steele had a little bit of an issue. Dropped back a little bit, but still up in 4th place, perhaps. Still alive. We're going to take this corner at 170, which is terrifying, but we made it. Don't remember where we're going here, but we have 2 laps, so we'll just go nice and conservative in case we are taking the hairpin here, which we are, so I should probably stop. Just had to remember and make sure. Paris actually going to jump up and take 2nd on the inside from Dylan into that hairpin. Trying to go up and battle for 2nd in points here. 102 is the lap record. We're not going to be here on the standing lap, but perhaps on the flying lap.
That's your first lap. You're in first place.
First lap done.
This is your final lap.
Close to a best lap. Might not have quite been, but we were close enough. So now we know where we can push it and where we can't. So We'll go full send here on this final lap. Try to beat that lap record. Not sure if we'll be able to get under a minute in this car. I would think probably not, but who knows. Decent gap, still a good battle for second between Paris and Dylan. Nice wide entry, 175 turn in there or thereabouts that time. Brake nice and early to make sure the thing gets settled so that we can get stopped for this hairpin. This is where we make all of our lap time by getting through here cleanly. I should say it's where you lose all your lap time if you get it wrong. You don't make a lot, but Paris has an issue in the fountain or in the marina. Falls back, is going to fall to fourth, and that's it. Dylan's going to take over the spot, and that's probably tournament over for Paris. It looks like Dylan may lock up second for that. We'll come flying through here, cross the finish line. That's probably going to be a lap record based on the fact that we're only 2 minutes in, and we're done with 2 laps. So that's like a 56-second lap there, which is mega. But 12-second or 11.5, I guess, margin of victory. Awesome, love to see it. Pretty successful. Please forgive me, I'm itching my eye. 58-second, 0.1, which means we're 10 seconds faster on that second lap, which makes no sense for the math.
You're the tournament leader.
But that's okay. We do make it through there because we weren't only 2 seconds at the end of the first lap. But whatever. It's fine. We do beat the lap record from the 944 Turbo once again. Awesome to see. And again, 4 races, no repairs. So we go into the Alps in the reverse direction this time. So we have the ice lake and then the helicopter and then the S-curves at the end, but shouldn't make a difference. We should be okay. We just got to be very careful through this first section. We've had issues through here before with Paris. Maybe in the Carrera, I don't recall exactly. I don't remember where our issues were, but we did have a big flip here several episodes ago in this exact scenario, so just got to be careful of that. Do get ahead, Steele gets up to second. Steele just oh, Dylan has a big flip. What an absolute disaster. Dylan may be dead. That was a huge crash. Must have just gotten side by side with someone, made the same contact we did in that previous race here, and just had a massive flip. We might have to remember to go to the replay if I can remember and go watch that. It's actually Paris and Steele right up behind us here, very close. Paris for sure is really driving hard here to try to keep up with us for now, which is fine. Oh, big slide there for Paris. Gonna save it? Nope, he's not gonna save it. They're actually both gonna get caught up. Paris facing backwards, so a lot of mistakes here early from the top competitors. It leaves Steele all alone in second place. Of course, we still have the slippery bits to come. Here comes a little bit more snow, a little bit more slippery, thank goodness. I think these cars are 4-wheel drive. Maybe they're not, I don't know. But regardless, we are going to get away a little bit here. Should be able to run away. We did get past the frozen lake, which is great. We're coming up to the helicopter here, which we'll take to the right. No idea if it's faster or not, but we're going to go for it. Jump in here on the snow. Hopefully we can catch some of the grip. There we go. Get turned back, and we'll pull away. And now we're going to be onto the ice here momentarily. Here it is. So just got to be very patient, very careful up through here. We have a nice gap, nice lead. We've already seen some of the other leaders have issues, Dylan especially with a huge flip to start out. Very slow, very patient, very slippery, especially on slick tires, of course. Maybe wet tires would help, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. It's slippery, so it's either going to be slippery or it's not. But finally, we get some grip back. And we can just roll through this nice tunnel here. Through the trickiest bit, so we just got to be nice and patient, conservative. We have a nice gap to Steele. Paris managed to hang on to third position somehow, not sure how, but probably still going to come up a couple points short because of that incident at the end of the previous race on the very last lap through the marina. Into the big tunnel, and then we will have our hairpins. Now that I've thought about it, what is this anniversary supposed to be? Is it the 50th anniversary with the 98 99s, or what are we celebrating? Because technically the game started in 1950, even though the 356s, the early ones, came before that. So wouldn't that make 2000 the anniversary year? What's the anniversary in 99? Or if it's 98, why isn't it 98? And why do we skip the 99 and have the 98s and 99s available? Anyways, I digress. But good episode. We had some good talks, I thought, in this one. We got a little bit off topic at times, but that's part of the fun. Oh, a little bit of error there. We're still good. Don't want to flip right at the end, as we've seen a couple times. No reason to be in a big rush or do any crazy damage here. So nice conservative, make sure we're not getting eddy air. There's our finish line over a little bit of a jump, and then we will come and finish up 5 for 5. And again, no damage, perfect tournament. Didn't think we could top it after the Boxster tournament, but we did. We didn't set a lap record though.
You
A little
won
bit too
the race.
conservative for that, which is fine. We're gonna go back and watch this though. This flip Dylan has.
Congratulations. You have won the tournament.
Thank you.
On to the next
315 grand. We're gonna pause this while we look at the stats. So 140 grand tournament bonus. That's 315 grand of winnings. Third best time actually. I don't remember when I set this time, but that's okay. No matter. All right. We need like a reverse cam. Here we go. Watch the red car. Watch Dylan at some point here. He's going to have a simply unbelievable accident. Is I guess just about the best camera we can get because unfortunately we can only look at our car. Steele has a big run towards us. Paris is back to fourth, but let's see what happens to Dylan here. Is he going to touch a wall? Yep, just gets a little bit out wide and then boom, off of a ramp of a hill and just goes absolutely launching into the stratosphere. So that was pretty funny. Hopefully Dylan's okay. But yeah, that's it. We will go make sure our car doesn't need any repairs. It does not. And we are on to 2000, and that means next time out, next week, we are going 996 turbo racing for the 2000 911 challenge. Well, 911 turbo challenge, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be apparently a beginner race, but it's going to be 6 races. Auvergne and Schwarzwald, 2 of my least favorite tracks and my worst tracks. Autobahn, one of my favorite tracks with Zone Industrial, Monte Carlo, and then a couple of easier tracks with Normandy and Corsica. So that's going to be great. Again, we'll look at the last couple of cars we have to purchase, and then that'll be our final tournament, and then we'll have some club races. So yeah, be sure to check back in next week. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below on this video so you don't miss anything from PU, iRacing, Camaro content, track day stuff, anything else I do. And it's going to be great. I'm very, very excited to be on the final tournament next week. So make sure you come and check that out again. But until next time, for now, as always, bye.